Today is day 21 of the blogging challenge. I'd like to talk briefly about keeping the family together. So many people I talk to on a daily basis are either in the middle of a divorce or just coming out of divorce, and I think it's just such a sad thing that the family unit is being pulled apart. We live in such a busy time that we put family on the back burner, but with the exception of our spiritual life, family really should take second position. In other words, it's spiritual, family, and then business. But the society that we live in today definitely takes a concentrated effort not to make business the number one priority. But I would say that if I lost my family in, chasing money or trying to reach out my dreams, that trade-off definitely would not be worthwhile. I don't think it's anyone's desire to end up in divorce court, but if the relationship isn't monitored and systems aren't put in place, then inevitably that's where we'll end up. I think just realizing that there's a lot of difference between men and women, especially our thought process. Some of the things that mean so little to us mean so much to the female, and vice versa. And I think it just takes a concentrated effort to not only realize that, but to put some systems in place so that you understand that and can make concessions for it. Going through a divorce is such a painful thing, can be avoided. We put maintenance into so many material things, our cars, our homes, and it seems like the maintenance of the marriage is one of the last things that we consider until maybe it's almost too late. I would suggest definitely maybe, getting some marriage counseling on the front end and realizing, who you are marrying, the differences, and making a decision whether or not you'll be willing to make those adjustments and sacrifice. Even though there are so many books written on the constitution of marriage, the Bible definitely has some of the better formats of what to do and what not to do and how this whole thing of matrimony should go. So I definitely would suggest that we visit that often. Definitely the couple as a whole should concentrate on maybe trying to line up with what the Bible says that we should be, because if we listen to society is telling you really don't need anyone else. You can be all by yourself. You can come out here and have this and that and the other, and leaving out all the different consequences that come with that lifestyle. So it's all a choice, but I feel that once you make a choice to be married, then you should be all the way in. I personally feel that marriage is a wonderful thing. I definitely know that I've been blessed with one of the best gifts that a man could ever get. I can remember some time ago riding on a plane, and there was this guy that was sitting near me, and he asked the stewardess, would she mind praying with him? And she said, sure, what do you want to pray about? He said, well, I'm just praying that more marriages will fail and that more people will end up in divorce court. And honestly, I've never heard anyone even say anything remotely close to that. But just hearing someone say that, it reminded me that surely enough, the devil wants to break up the marriage. If he breaks up the marriage, then he surely has a better shot at getting to the children. Of course, it's going to affect them dramatically. They're going to be much more open to his attacks. I feel you can learn a lot from animals. My son and I watch the Animal Planet quite often. And if you'll check out the lion, his job solely is to protect the pride, to make sure they're safe at all times, and to provide for them. And I kind of see myself as that lion, willing to protect the family at any cost, against any intruders or any dangers. And of course, remain prayerful to God, knowing that there's some things that I just can't do, but to do everything that's in my power to do, and to do it with my all is what my goal is. I'd like to maybe get involved with more couples, maybe be a part of some couple retreats and be around other couples so that we can encourage and motivate each other to be better husbands and be better wives, and just help keep the whole marriage institution together. I think there is so much fallout from people going through a divorce. It hurts so many people, and the children definitely probably feel the biggest blunt of it overall. And without getting some type of counseling, which is what most people never do, is they end up taking that same hurt into their relationship thus continuing the cycle of breaking up the family. So I'd like to see more opportunities where couples can get together and help each other in this living the dash. Surely there's more than just one side of the story. There's actually three. We've all heard it. Your side, the other person's side, and then there's the truth. So you want to surround yourself with people who are willing to tell you what you should hear, not always what you want to hear. And just realize where they're trying to take you. Are they trying to support and keep the marriage unit together, or are they trying to get you to come out and maybe join them? Or unfortunately, you'd like to think that people always have your best interest at hand, but I'm afraid that there's time that they don't. So you got to really check the source and of what you're listening to, and making sure that you're not giving ear to someone who would rejoice in seeing the separation of your marriage. It's my hope that this has been somewhat of an encouragement to you, or a reminder of just how important the family unit is. And I would just encourage you today to recommit to your vows and try to make it a better marriage. And just come together on one accord is so important. I don't want to see you or anyone else in divorce court. Let's have some tumbleweeds rolling through the divorce courts instead of standing room only. I tell my own story. Do you?